Okay, we got a Rexroth pump. There it is. Rexroth pump is a German manufacturer of hydraulic pumps. There's Danfoss, there's Eden, there's all kinds of manufacturers out there, but these are Rexroths. They're a German company. I think possibly I can buy parts from China directly, like there's manufacturers in China that do make parts for these, but we're gonna take a look. I know the dealer will not sell parts inside. They only sell external parts or the front or back half of the pump. Because this is the front half and then there's the back half and then there's the piggyback. But what I do is just take it apart and see what it needs. Sure you don't kink anything or whatever. Okay, looks pretty good. No too many scratches. This is the charge pump housing. Not too bad. A little bit of scratching, but nothing really concerning. And here is the charge pump for this. Take that out. Take this, as well as the shaft. There's a little key. That key will correspond with that. So we're going to slide that back on so I don't lose orientation. And that's the whole thing right there. Next is these guys. I'm going to screwdriver clean those out. They're all full of muck. That's the one thing about Rexroth is they don't sell directly the parts. You have to actually go through a dealer, and the dealer may or may not actually sell individual parts for these. Sometimes they do, sometimes they do not. So it really depends on what they have for availability. So sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. But I'm going to take it apart. Let's see if we have an adapter. Here it is. This is the bigger one. Set at the high power. Okay. Keep the parts together. This one says the shaft is walking back. So two things, there might be a snap ring inside or possibly a bearing failure or just a washer, but we'll take a look. It says it was pumping fine, so that means that one of the two things, that it's not wrecked like this guy here. You can see there's minor wear, it's just that'll clean up okay. Now it's the main rotating group. Just like that. That's the main rotating group. Again, not too many scratches on the surface, so that's good. Take a look at the shoes next. Let's see what they look like. And that's okay. And the shoes don't look too bad. Later, I have to inspect them later, but quickly they look okay, they're free. That goes with that guy. Later I put all these parts into a big bucket or a bin. Let's take a look at this swash plate. Look at the shaft on that. That is not ready to go. Let's see about going through that. Doesn't want to pierce that. A lot of banging around. It doesn't want to come out. Here are the saddle bearings, along with these little pins that go along with it. Oh, it's not going to get out. Let's It's usually the problem with these things. Sometimes I don't want to pop out of here. Yeah, it definitely has to get out of there. Let's see if I can get a hook. Alright, that's the main shaft seal that popped out eventually. Next is the secondary snap ring inside. I'm going to take a look why that shaft is starting to walk out. You kind of see there's two shafts. One holds the bearing in, and then the other one holds the oil seal. Okay. I don't know, I see a lot of damage. The shaft can be recroned, but that bearing feels okay. That was the main issue. He says this shaft is walking in, then shredding his plastic drive bushing, but maybe it's worn a little bit. Doesn't really feel excessive. I'll take a look at that later. Let's take a look at the rest of the pump. Nothing really catastrophic on this guy. A little rough handling on that, trying to get it apart, but eventually get it to pop. You can kind of see these are the saddle bearings. A lot of manufacturers just simply use a solid bronze or solid brass, but they decided to use rollers with plastic, and there's this little pin that goes along with it, but that's it for that. And here's the inside of that. So you can see these little ears, they keep that bearing from walking in too far, but I don't see any damage on that. Alright, that's the thing, I don't see a lot of damage on that. So I'm not too sure, maybe it's just a worn bearing maybe or something like that, but that might be the actual case. You can kind of see it's not really broken, as well as the rest of the stuff. But that will probably need to get re-chromed because that shaft's a bit rusty. Nothing too bad in the bearings. But everything else looks good. Even inside here, then inspect it later. Yeah, nothing really too bad inside. Well, alright. Well, that is about it for that. Do some more troubleshooting later. And that is how you take apart a Rexroth.